If you ever wondered how to get a WeChat account for free in 2022, watch this video and I'll show you how to do so. Now, for those that don't know, WeChat is the only social media platform to get clients and to talk to suppliers inside of China. So you can see how valuable it is having an account. How I'm going to break this video down is what you need to get a WeChat account, the process, and if you stay until the end, I will show you a super easy and smooth way to get it without wasting any of your time. Now, I've been doing this for a while. So based on my experience, for the most amount of success, you will need the following. You will need a phone number, a real phone number, not a virtual phone number, not a friend's phone number. It must be your SIM card from your country. It must be from an approved country. And I will put the link in the video description below on what countries are approved to use WeChat. To give you an example, India is not approved because India has blocked WeChat. Some other countries may have been shadow banned because WeChat doesn't really publish this, so you may be on that boat. So please check that before considering signing up. I know some of my subscribers, people in Vietnam and the Philippines, have problem. An iPhone X or better. Now, this is not 100% mandatory. Android does work, but from my experience, the ones that use iPhones have a higher chance of success when getting a WeChat account. After you make the account on a friend's iPhone or you borrow someone's iPhone just to make an account, then you can log back in your Android phone using the account information you use. You're going to need a good mobile data connection, not Wi-Fi. Why? Because you need to be able to accept text and phone calls from China. So if your service provider blocks text and phone calls from China, it won't work. And lastly, you're gonna need to find someone to scan your QR code that is actually qualified to do so. Getting a new WeChat account is very strict. It is one of the strictest processes I've ever done just getting a social media account. For your information, each QR code only has 3-minute time limit. So as soon as it asks for your QR code, after 3 minutes, if no one scans it, it won't work. To qualify to scan a QR code, typically the users need to have WeChat Pay already or been using WeChat for 6 months. They can only scan once a month, twice every 3 months, or 3 times every 6 months. So if you try to scan someone 2 times in 1 month, it won't work. You will have to wait until 3 months have passed to scan them again. It's a really strict process, and I have an idea why they made the rules because of all the scammers and there's so much population in China. But don't blame me. I don't make the rules. I don't work for WeChat. I'm just letting you know what it is. Now, how do you find someone for free that can scan your code? I'm warning you. For free will take time and effort if you don't know anyone with a WeChat account. I recommend you start searching in groups like Facebook groups and Reddit groups with expats in China or a lot of Chinese users that use WeChat. I will put some of the links on where you can find these people in the video description below. But beware of scams that they start asking you for money and they can't promise you an account and they say I can get a verified bank account in China with a verified WeChat. That is so suspicious and unrealistic. Honestly, just do the research and find someone that's willing to just scan your code and go ahead and process your account. Otherwise, you're gonna need to look deeper. Now let's go into the process. Once you have everything that I just mentioned before, let's sign up. So to sign up, you click on sign up. You're gonna need your name, phone number, and the password. And don't forget these because it's a hassle to contact customer service. And you can only apply for an account if you're in the approved country list. So if you don't see your list in this drop down arrow, I'm sorry, WeChat is not approved in your country. You will then agree to the terms and conditions and select a username and password. Read and agree to the terms and conditions and click on next. Here's where you will start a verification process to make sure you're not a robot. Usually it's a puzzle piece, but sometimes it's been tricky because you need to know some Chinese to be able to do it. But most of the time it's just going to be a puzzle piece. Now you're going to have a code. In this code, you can send this screenshot to a friend, or you can do FaceTime with like Zoom or Skype and show your phone on the screen, and your friend can scan it and apply it. If your friend is qualified to scan the code and the scan is successful, you should see the screen that looks like the scan has been successful and looks like this. Now you're almost there. There's one more step to get the account. You need to verify your phone number via a one-time password. You should receive a text message with a one-time password. Remember to use mobile data, not Wi-Fi, because if you use Wi-Fi, it may not work. And if you don't receive the text from China, you can opt to receive a phone call instead. Now the phone call is kind of iffy and doesn't work that well, so be warned. And this is why I mentioned that you need to make sure with your service provider that you can accept phone calls from China. And then voila! If you see this screen, you're in and you have a WeChat account. Now, as I mentioned, be careful with scams. If you search hard enough, you can eventually find it for free. I know it's a hassle. I didn't make the rules. This is how they do it. But if you want a hassle-free method and a guaranteed way to get an account, you can use my service in the video description below. And I only suggest doing this if you've tried finding someone for free, or if you don't want to take the time and effort, which can be 30 minutes to a couple hours, to find a person that will actually scan your code. Because to scan a code, the other person needs to put in their ID card and make sure you're not a robot and that you're a real human being. So there's a lot of people that will be reluctant to scan your code. Once you're in, I hope you enjoy the WeChat account. And if you did get the WeChat account successfully, I wish you the best of luck and enjoy talking to suppliers and people in China. Catch you in the next video. If you are finally able to get a WeChat account, I highly recommend you watch this tutorial on exactly how to use a WeChat account for foreigners to include WeChat Pay and other features.